Hey, what's up folks, it's Kerry from Phoenix and Bow, and today I'm going to be speaking a bit about natural movement, or Movnat, the system known as Movnat, and I'm going to have a shave whilst I'm chatting about that, and just share with you a few other bits and pieces. So thanks for tuning in, I hope you're well, and I'm just flicking through my coach's manual for Movnat, some people pronounce it as Movnat, I pronounce it as Movnat. What is Movnat is a very, very common question. Now, if I was to take it directly from our manual, it says that Movnat is a physical education system for developing real-world capability through natural movement. And natural movement refers to the full range of motor skills that the human body has been selected by natural environmental pressures to perform in order to survive over the course of our evolutionary history. But still, what does that mean? So there are different aspects within the system of Movnat which look at locomotive, manipulative and combative competency. So some examples of locomotive: walking, running, jumping, balancing, crawling, climbing and swimming. Manipulative: lifting, carrying, throwing and catching. And combative: striking and grappling. And under each one of those headings there are many different types of movement patterns that you learn, from very kind of basic principles up to quite complex and difficult movements, and then you stitch these together in what's called a flow or a combo, as they like to call it in Movnat. I like to call it a flow because you're kind of flowing between moves, and it's just a really good system. It's something that I thread into the rest of my movement practice. So, for example, I might use some of the crawling drills, the foot hand crawl, the inverted crawl, or the broad jumps, or the climbing skills, the pop-up skills, and there's just lots of nuance to each drill that you'll learn, and it takes a long time to really kind of master them. Many reps and hours, I suppose, before you kind of attain some sort of competency. But that's all part of the challenge, that's all part of the fun, and it's a great system. So along with Movnat, I also incorporate my fighting monkey skills that I learnt on my workshop, which you might have seen in a few videos back. So all in all, it makes for just some might say an unconventional movement practice, but I view it as more of a diverse and perhaps at times slightly chaotic movement practice. But I think that's a good thing. You know, fighting monkeys say diversity breeds immunity. And I think you can apply that to anything in life, and certainly the way that we train and look after ourselves physically and also mentally. Diversity breeds immunity, and I think that's a really important thing. I think it's too easy that for us to become kind of static and stale in the way that we move, the way that we train. Currently I work behind a desk and have done for many years, and it's very easy for me to become immobile and just inflexible, and I've suffered injuries over the past, and because of my job, because of my day job, that doesn't help me in terms of the health of my joints. One of my teachers and inspirations is a guy over in the States called Rafe Kelly. Look him up, Evolve, Move, Play. Great guy, and one of the pioneers of natural movement, along with Erwan Lacour of Movnat. But Rafe views movement as a form of nutrition for the body. So we know that we need to eat and drink in a balanced manner. All of our, fruits, vegetables, meats, minerals, vitamins, plenty of water, and everything else that goes in with it. So we nourish our body in that way, don't we? But how do you nourish your body in terms of movement? So Rafe kind of frames it in that context. So movement of any type, as long as it's executed safely and properly, it's going to be a good type of nourishment for your body, for your joints, for your muscles, for your connective tissues. And I I understand where he's coming from and I really buy into that. So yeah, look it up. It's Natural Movement. Check it out. It's definitely worth having a look at. And if you're certainly local to Hitchin in Hertfordshire, sorry, I think that's a small person. Oh, hello.
This is the batteries.
It's the batteries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you want to say hello to the camera? This is my 4-year-old Santa. Okay, mind out. Four today. Okay, go and see Mummy. Okay, Mummy will fix that. Yeah, so as I was saying, if you're local to Hitchin in Hertfordshire, look me up. If you want to come and train with me, and we'll I'll show you what it's about. It's great. Right, so for today's shave, it was my birthday. November is a good month for birthdays in the Burrows household, especially if you're me, and also our youngest who turns four today. For my birthday, my wife was very generous and she got me a few things, notwithstanding this Merkur slant bar, I think is what it's called. It has a model number, but this is my first slant razor and I've used it once and I really enjoyed it. Had a very comfortable shave. It feels really nice. It's got a short handle, probably shorter than I'm used to. You know, if you compare it next to my Gillette Black Beauty, much shorter. But it's not a problem. You know, you just adjust the way that you hold it accordingly. But it's very, very comfy. So I'm going to be using that today. It's got a brand new, blade-wise, it has a brand new Perma Sharp in there. Brush, I'm going to be using our own Phoenix and Bow white pearlescent synthetic shaving brush. And I'm going to finish things up with, now this isn't how it's going to look when it becomes available on the 1st of December, but our Star Noir Alcohol Splash, our aftershave. This is just a prototype bottle. We were looking at bottles and it's all a bit wobbly. This doesn't fit properly, but that just keeps it from, you know, evaporating. And this isn't the label. Basically, this isn't how it's going to look, but certainly what's inside, the important part, that is what it's going to look like, and certainly smell like, and it smells incredible. I would describe it as a unisex scent. So Sarah really loves Star Noir. I really enjoy it, and some of the guys that I work with, who I've given it to, love it. And silage wise, it lasts a good few hours on my skin, on my skin's chemistry, and that's down to some of the fixatives that we put inside it. So for example, Galaxolide and Amber Max, I think, really help kind of anchor the scent and help it to last longer and stitch everything together. Lovely, lovely scent. So yeah, look out for this 1st of December. Certainly want to treat yourself for Christmas. Soap, as I'm going for kind of a lighter shave, I'm going to go for our Trafalgar. That just seems in my mind to fit very nicely with Star Noir. So yeah, let's get on with the shave. So that's after just several seconds of lathering, fairly wet brush on the synthetic. That's loading really nicely. That's good lather that I'm losing there, but yeah, normally I don't lather like this. But all the stuff that's going into the knot, that's the important stuff, and that's coming out really nicely. I haven't had the obligatory cold shower today, just short on time. I'm getting this, doing this video in the afternoon. I've got to go and get Isla from school soon, so timings are just out. So I will, however, hydrate my face right now, in fact. that's what I'm left with. Just layers and layers of beautiful lather. Yeah, it's lovely. Okay, first pass with the grain. This is a new blade today, so I'll just, I mean, Perma Sharps in my experience are fairly user-friendly, but invariably I always nick myself, so I think I'm always very cautious with a brand new blade, so definitely single edges. So I think a friend described to me that the idea behind the slant is that it acts like a guillotine would in chopping. Whether or not there's any more efficiency in this style of blade exposure, or the way that the blade is angled, I don't really know. I haven't done any empirical scientific studies and comparisons. But what I can say is that this is a very, very comfortable razor. Very smooth and very easy to use. So I think if you're a beginner, or even if you're not, even if you just fancy something which isn't demanding to use, this is a great razor. So since I've shaved my beard off a couple of weeks ago, I've noticed that my stubble is much finer now, and I just think that's as a direct result of having the beard for those 2 weeks. My whiskers are very fine. They're not quite as coarse as they had become, and almost the density of the beard seems to be different. It just seems to be a bit easier on my blades. I don't know why that is. If you've got any ideas, let me know. What a great first pass, super comfortable, super smooth, just really enjoyable. What a great shave. I also, for my birthday, I also got from Sarah some of this, and it's so delicious, it smells so incredible. I could wear it every day. It's such a lovely smell, really powdery, creamy, barbershop splash. I say I'd wear it every day. I do wear it most days, in fact. It's so nice. I do really enjoy Clubman. So yeah, really thoroughly sport for my birthday. I've got a number of Amazon vouchers. With those, I've got some new barefoot trainers. I was looking at Vivo barefoot footwear, but they're just so expensive, and I'm kind of loath to pay 115, 120 plus pounds for products which look super flimsy and don't look overly durable. I just think, I mean, good luck to them. Their pricing is, it's high, and they're very well reviewed, and I'm sure I'd love them, and I'm sure they're awesome, but I just can't bring myself to pull the trigger on buying what almost look like a pair of slippers for £120. It seems ridiculous. So I went onto Amazon, and they were reduced from £90 to £50, which is always a bonus. A pair of Merrill vapor gloves. I think they're vapor gloves, and they look brilliant. So I'm just waiting for them to arrive. The toe box, is nice and open. So I'm just looking forward to trying out this new type of footwear where the drop is minimal, and your foot has got more space to move and behave in the way that it was kind of designed to, or has evolved to do its job, as opposed to being kind of jacked up on thick soles and so on. So I'll see how I get on with them. think this is probably also a good opportunity, as I kind of started the video, talking more about Movnat. I've been trying to find a good time to do almost a review of the level 1 certification that I did back in July in London with Movnat, with an excellent coach, a brilliant teacher, a guy called Jerome Rattoni, a Frenchman. Really nice human being, very, very good teacher, and massively competent at Movnat and just moving in general, and being able to go through the Movnat system. Built like a Spartan in a way, so not overdeveloped in terms of muscle, but extremely powerful individual who moved with exceptional grace and coordination and with ease, and he was very good at teaching the subject. So there's Jerome and also another assistant teacher called Misha, who is a Dutchman from, I'll have to look it up, but he lives not too far from the Hook of Holland. Another lovely guy, another great mover, very competent. Good teacher. And just good to be around, you know, good people. Good environment, good teaching environment, great fun, very challenging. In fact, I think I underestimated the course, if I'm being brutally honest with myself. I'm moderately fit, fairly strong and fairly flexible. But it was quite a tough 2.5 days, and I certainly felt as I'd earned the certificate. It really isn't an attendance course. You have to be able to, one, do all of the movements and go through the system and the patterns, but equally, because it's a teaching qualification, you have to be able to teach them. And the reason why, even though I don't coach full time, that isn't my main employment, the reason why I did it, I think I might have just nicked myself there. The reason why I did it is because I believe that, well, firstly, I was investing in myself and also my children and my family, so I could share those skills with them. And secondly, I believe that if you learn something sufficiently well enough to be able to teach it, then generally, you know, the level of knowledge and understanding is going to be superior, as opposed to just being a student. So that's kind of why I wanted to, you know, as I'm getting older now, I want to look after myself and stay as mobile and strong, which is relevant to my frame, my structure, and what I do in my day-to-day. Mobile, strong, flexible and healthy. So joint mobility and all of those things for as long as possible. You know, 41, I've just turned 41, and I want a really long and healthy retirement. Who doesn't, right? You know, we all do. Just a brief third pass. Don't really need it, but why not? So yeah, I think I got some footage when I was doing my certification, so I think it's probably a good time to show and share some of that with you right now. Hey, what's up guys, it's Kerry, and have you heard of Movnat?
We will shortly be arriving at London King's Cross.
If you notice, it's pretty restrictive movement. Why? Because my base of support is pretty narrow. Base of support is, as Siobhan said, the area between my 2 points of support. So in this context, foot and hand. Here to pass my leg like that and get my straight leg back, it's pretty challenging. So to allow people to do that, if they cannot do it like this, is, I would say, widen your base of support. Like this. And now I'm here, way easier. Okay, now it feels better. Same in the context of inverted. Like this, or here, widening. Okay? So I want you to do that till the end here and come back backwards. Go.
Try to look forward.
Continue. A few things. So first of all, forward or backward, what is better? Forward?
For efficiency.
For efficiency, yes. But does it? Exactly. So I would like you to do that. It'd be nice to do a, 10 clean like this. Avoid this. Really go low and chin. Okay. It's much harder on the hip. It is. So you have to do a full circle and back. Full circle one way, full circle the other way. Okay, so now pair up and have some fun.
Yeah, sunbathing.
Payback time. Payback time. Payback time.
Right, Fergus. Give me your wallet.
My bag. Walked away.
Excuse me, you're quick.
Okay, so you ready? The first 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Thought they're cheating on me doing that way.
Come on,
More points for us.
Style. He's going for style, isn't he?
As much as possible, Lucky.
All right. Close your eyes. All right, done. Why not? Gary, go ahead. Well done, mate. Well done. My man, my
Cheers,
man.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you for the good energy, Kerry, all throughout the weekend.
Cheers.
Very appreciated. Pete, I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? Where's the 8 a.m. gone? I thought we were going to be eating about 5 a.m.
I hope. Otherwise, I will call them again. 7, 8.
So there we are. I hope that kind of gives you a flavour for what I got up to back in July. It was really hot. Great people, good mixture of people. Quite a few international students coming across and training. So always good to meet people from different backgrounds and move with them and train with them and learn from them. Great fun. Moving forwards, I've been invited to go back and attend the level 2 certification. I may or may not do that. Haven't made my mind up yet, but I'm still looking at other certifications. I think my practice would benefit from becoming a kettlebell instructor. I've started using kettlebells recently and getting a lot of benefit from that. So I think that's probably next. I might do more with Fighting Monkey because they're just inspirational. And I think that's probably going to be sufficient. Oh, I've nicked myself a few times. I told you his third pass wasn't necessary. The blood is flowing. Well, it's not really flowing, but seeping. If you haven't entered our shaving brush giveaway contest, then have a look at the relevant video, that giveaway, and there's still time. I think I'll announce the winner on my next shave before the end of November. I think we'll get that done and out. The brush is beautifully made and just a real pleasure to use. So if you fancy your chances of trying to win one, there's still time. Right. I've got 4 minutes left on my memory card. Oh, that's interesting. See that? It doesn't work. Right, I've just learnt something there. Point to note. If you're using your alum block before you pull the lather, the remnants of your lather from your knot, and then go to put that lather on top of your skin, which has alum on it, it won't work. Okay, I just learnt that. So it kind of, the lather went all granular and weird and just didn't want to stick around. And yeah, I won't be doing that again. So yeah, point to note, don't use alum before using your surplus lather. Okay, right, a little bit of Star Noir. It's quite a lot actually. Oh, lovely. That was a great shave, a very messy shave. If you could see down here, I'm not gonna show it to you because it's too messy. Some days you just have a messy. Some days just get messy. Very, very nice shave. Okay, smashing. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and as always, shave right, feel brilliant.